In this video, we will continue looking at dynamic maps and the ERA 5 dataset. In this video, we will look at some additional features that we can add to the application. We have switched to an application where we can click on a specific location instead of a full country. We are also showing the annual minimum monthly average temperature instead of the monthly temperature for a specific month. For the rest, this is a very similar code to what we saw before. Only now we have a drop-down menu that shows only the years and not the year and the month. In the rest of this video, I will go through the code and make some changes to the code. One of the things we want to be able to do is to select multiple years instead of 1 year. So now we're looking at the minimum over 1 year. But what if we want to have the minimum month over several years? So one thing you can do is, instead of using a drop-down menu, adding multiple values here. But in this way, you cannot interact with the years. Therefore, we are using a slider. A slider allows you to select a range of values. So we will change this drop-down menu into a slider. So this slider starts with the minimum value of 2015 and ends with the maximum value of 2019, with a step of 1 year. We need to change the variable in the application to slider. And to be able to select all years in the data retrieval, we have to create a list of these years. This list is then called in the data retrieval. If we now run the code, you will see a slider appear. We can adjust the year by moving the ends of the slider. Now something else that we can do is change the functions in the child application. For example, we can calculate the climatology mean and the climatology standard deviation and add this in a figure. In a climatology mean, we calculate the average over multiple years. In this case, we're calculating the monthly average over the years selected in the slider. Therefore, we want to add some elements to the layout. Now, if I run this application and click somewhere, we get our climatology mean with the standard deviation and the months on the x-axis. You can put any of the toolbox functions into the child application. The slider and these functions I've used in the child can also be used in non-dynamic maps. This is another example of a dynamic map with a child function. In this application, we use two datasets. So we add the hourly ERA 5 data. We use them to calculate the minimum, mean, and maximum temperatures. The child application uses the daily temperature data and calculates the climatology mean for minimum, maximum, and mean daily temperatures. What is interesting about this application is that we are plotting multiple lines into one figure, with the mean temperature defining the figure and the maximum and minimum temperature added to this using this command. As you can see, there are many possibilities to customize your figures and plots and applications in the toolbox.